Okay, so in section 3, we're going to actually start doing some testing. Well, nearly. I just want to run through a couple of things first of all. So let's look at some testing services. And first of all, why would you use a service? Well, whilst it might be nice to build your own testing platform, which probably would offer the best level of control, it would also lead to probably the most amount of work you could do, and it probably would give you as much flexibility as you'd possibly want. It wouldn't cost very much in terms of running costs, but it would be an intensive amount of work and investment in time, money, and energy. So you could do it, you could set it all up and create your own, but there's plenty of people out there who've created services which you can use, which will make the whole thing a whole lot less painful. So let's look at some of those services. So Optimizely is very popular. It's a cheap and easy option. It's free for a single project with up to 50,000 visitors, so that's really quite good, and you may not have to pay anything at all to kind of do some simple testing. You don't require multiple pages. It will allow you to set a test up in the page, as we'll see in the next lesson, and it makes the whole process quite simple with very nice analytics. Then there's Visual Website Optimizer, very similar. It's more expensive, $50 a month, and we're going to run through an example of this also. We're going to set up a test. Google Content Experiments. Now, this is part of Google Analytics now. It's free, and we're going to set up a test in a future lesson using Google Content Experiments too. A few other services, so they're the top three, and the ones we're going to look at here. Another service, Bounce, specializes in landing pages and creates A/B testing and supplies various templates to get you going and has an easy to use interface. Convert.com. This can start pretty cheaply. It starts about $9 a month for 1,000 visitors, which is a bit limited. But I think you have unlimited projects, so you could make use of that if you have a low traffic site. They have agency plans too, and there is a free trial. Kissmetrics is very popular for all kinds of marketing analytics. It's a more expensive premium option, and you can follow A/B testing right through the customer journey or the e-commerce funnel. Then there's a couple of enterprise options such as Maximizer, which does A/B and multivariate testings. The pricing isn't transparent on their website, but everything I've read suggests it's an enterprise level solution for bigger business, and you have to kind of submit and fill in an application form or a contact form to get more information from them. I presume it's expensive, but I can't verify that. And similarly, Adobe Target. Now this is another enterprise level option, and again, no pricing transparent on the site, but from what I've read, it can start at about $10,000 and reach into the millions. But I guess it offers every A/B and multivariate testing and various other types of testing you can possibly imagine. And apart from those main services, some other little testing services which I also find useful. So Verify app. This is a service I've mentioned previously for doing quick A/B tests of preference tests, which might be the kind of thing you could use prior to setting up an A/B test. Then things like Crazy Egg, which allow you to produce simple heat maps of where people are interacting with your site. Again, this might be an ideal precursor to test ideas before you go down a proper A/B testing route. Then there's HubSpot. Again, this does landing pages and has A/B testing options, and there's a lot of marketing options also in their service. Usertesting.com. I previously mentioned about getting user testing interviews and observing people. Usertesting.com allows you to observe people because it recruits testers for you, and it videos their progress through your user journey through your pages, and people are encouraged to report on how they're interacting and what they're thinking. So it can be really useful and quite intriguing to see how people are using your pages and what they're thinking. and I've used it a few times really successfully. But again, it might be the kind of thing that's ideal for kind of teasing out ideas prior to A/B testing. Then there's polar, which literally allows a polarity of A or B. This is a very quick preference, so you give people two options and they click on one or the other, and it gives you a live tally of which one's being clicked on. I think they've been bought by Google, but the service is still available. Then, of course, you could just ask a design agency to create the test for you and use the testing service that they consider to be most appropriate. But I would say that as I work for a design agency. Okay, so the first proper setup, we're going to have a look at Optimizely, and we're going to set up a test for a fictitious blinds company. So see you in the next lesson.